Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap of a pre-market trade with EVK. You should know that yesterday in the aftermarket, this thing traded really well, and I actually took a trade on it. There's a video on my page if you want to check it out, and I got in for the break of this candle here, but I had a Zoom meeting going on in the background. And as soon as it popped up a little bit, I got out because I was distracted by that meeting, and that really stinks because this thing really ran hard. I was in at 265, and it almost went 100% after that. Eventually, I'm not saying I would have held for that whole thing, but it went to 460. I think a little higher, 468 eventually. And then I think a lot of people were buying into this thing with FOMO before the market closed, because every time this thing would dip, you'd see a little pop up and then it would dip again. But I definitely thought it would move in the pre-market, but I just didn't know how. And I had a plan, a trade planned out before market open, before 4 a.m., but I wasn't able to execute it exactly. But basically the idea was, as soon as it broke this candle, I don't want to, I guess I still say the high, but that's where the candle opened. So as this thing popped up, as soon as it broke that level, I was going to get in. But let's see what happened. So I've been trying to start the recording right before 4 so that you can see the pre-market list. Let me see if we actually caught it. I don't think we caught it on this one. Well, no, it doesn't look like it, because on my laptop I saw it change. I saw EVK pop up. So I go to my trade screen and look, it was right at that level where I said if it broke, I was going to get in. You saw that, right? And then watch what it does. It just popped. It just flew up. So I wanted to get in like at 376, and this thing went right to 410. So now I'm just watching it, and the only idea now, although this is very aggressive, so if you consider doing this, you got to be careful. Is if the next candle gives like a little pullback, then I can get in when it breaks the high of that candle. So here is exactly that setup. So basically here I want to get in at 420, but watch what happens. Notice the spread is crazy on this. So this is really aggressive trading. There. So as soon as it breaks that level, I put in my order, but I catch some slippage and I get filled at 434. So that sucks. I got a very high fill. So that means that my risk is really high. Originally, the risk would have been maybe about 10 cents, 8 cents, something like that. But now it's much greater than that. So basically, I don't even consider like trying to get 1R or 2R or anything like that, because my fill is so high that basically all of that is out the window. So now as I see some profit, I start taking shares off, because I'm really hanging out there, hanging off the cliff, I guess I like to say, hanging off the edge of the cliff. Meaning this thing can come down and knock me out any moment. So as it continues higher, I take some more shares off. No telling how high this thing goes, right? But and then I considered for a moment like averaging in, but it looked like it was getting weak. There it starts to come down. So my idea is, now that I have some profit, if it comes down and hits my entry, I'm out. So I'm just considering, I'm getting ready to move my stop up, but that was if the candle closed there. So that's why you see me move it down. Maybe that was a wishful thinking the candle was going to stop coming down. There. So then it came down real fast and tapped my my entry, and luckily I sold the rest with a profit, because I was thinking it's probably gonna pop down below my entry, and I'm gonna lose a little bit on those last few shares, or the last share. I guess I only had one share, so it was 439. So let's see how we did there. I did take one more entry, which I was kind of debating if this was a good idea or a FOMO trade, but basically the idea was that it had a pullback here, so as soon as it broke the high of one of these candles, I got in, and basically it was a break-even trade. I didn't lose any money, I didn't make any money. It was scratch, exactly 0 cents, because I realized if I had my stop down here, I was going to give like 2/3 of my profit back. So I moved my stop up to here, and I was already feeling kind of, this is not a good idea to get back into this thing anyway. It's too volatile right now. And so as soon as it popped up a little bit, I started selling, and then and it came right back down on my entry, and I sold, and which was a good thing because it did sell off. There's a lot of selling pressure from back here on October 22nd. Some people are in this thing pretty high. 149 million shares traded that day. So you've seen the effect of that. All right, so I made 62 cents, but that trade only cost me, just want to show you my orders so I'm not making stuff up here. This is that break-even trade. From there to there is the break-even trade. And then from here up is the trade in the video. So I was in at 434, sold two at 445, one at 475, and then the last share at 439, and that started right at 401. And so the total profit was 62 cents, and the cost of that was 17.36. So the return on investment is 3.5% basically, which is really good. Especially consider, that was a risky trade, so I'm not sure that I would recommend others trade like that. But I just felt like I felt like it was going to really run there. So let's see. I made some yesterday off EVK, but not much. Yeah, so total 94 cents now off of that, but today it was just 68 cents. And it did not go to R, which is not surprising because of my entry was so high. This risk might be wrong though, because I think for a second there I thought I was in at 443 instead of 434. So let me just double check that really quick. So I said I would get out at the bottom of this candle, which is 410. So it was 24-cent risk. So it may have gone to R then, because it would only need to go 48 cents higher than the 434. 482, I think it did go to R. Yep, sure did. So, but whether or not I would have been filled at 2R, that's questionable, because this might have been one of these quick like pop up and back down, and sometimes when that happens you don't get filled. So, but yeah, I have to change this. change this to a 1 and it'll calculate it properly. So if I would have held for 2R, saying I would have made 76 cents. That doesn't make sense. Something is wrong. It should be 96, so I'll have to play with that later. Alright guys, so that's my 2 trades for the morning. Whether or not it was a dumb trade, that's debatable for sure. Alright guys, I'll see you later.